Hopefully I'll be on in a second. Oh, shit. Yes, people, welcome to LFC Red Forever channel. I've got a few guests with me today, so bear with me in a moment so I could introduce them to you as well. Yes, today we're going to be talking about, obviously, Liverpool Football Club. We're going to be talking about a lot of stuff in regards to the Chelsea game as well. Obviously, the subjects are Liverpool versus Chelsea. We're going to be talking about Michael Edwards leaving in the summer as well. And, like, the performance, how we done it in that game as well. So let me bring in, obviously, Lazer, my main man Lazer first. Yes, Lazer! What's going on, bro? Hang on, Lazer, I can't hear you.
Oh, you should be able to hear me. Everything's set
I could hear you now, bro.
Okay, you had me there for not again.
No
But
worries,
yeah,
bro.
man, I'm good. It's coming to the end of the month. Back to business. September's coming. But yeah, man, I'm looking forward to this show tonight. Should be a stormer.
So let's do this. So let's bring in Stephen first. You're right, Stephen. How you doing, mate? You good?
Big up everyone in the chat. Big up Lazer. Big up Fozzie. You know what I mean? We're still here after what wasn't really a good result on Saturday, but we're here.
We're here, bro. We're here. Let's bring in Maria, another Liverpool fan. How you doing, Maria? You good? New to the channel as well, making your debut.
You know, it's got to happen eventually, innit? But yeah, thank you for asking me.
Yeah.
No worries. Let's bring in. Go on, Lazer. Go on, bro.
No, said it's good to have you on, Maria.
Yeah,
it's good to have you on. Yeah, Steven's been with us plenty of times before, and it's Steven.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
So, Lazer, we're going to be bringing a Chelsea fan. You know what I mean? We need a Chelsea point of view, as everybody knows. You know what I mean? And it's better having a Chelsea fan than not. You know what I mean? So, let's bring in COACHILA from Chelsea Perspective channels, Chelsea Perspective. So, we got obviously the links down below. So, please, people, go and visit those channels that every one of us are on, and Instagram, Twitter as well. So everybody's on that. So we're going to be speaking about, obviously, the Liverpool versus Chelsea game, Lazer, as you're all aware.
Let me ask this question, if you don't mind. Am I the only Chelsea fan here?
Yeah. We need a Chelsea fan, innit? We're going to have a point of view. Don't worry, we're not going to trash you. We're not that bad. We're not that bad.
We don't do that here.
Yeah. We don't do that here, mate. It's all fair. It's all on the level, bro. It's all on the level here. Trust me. It's all in the level. Yes, so we're going to have the subjects, obviously, played out to everyone. We're going to go for the Premier League, first of all, the results and all that stuff. When you look at the results, Lazer, and the Premier League and the table and everything like that, are you happy for what you see so far? Are you, enjoying, all the top teams have won their games?
You know what I find? 1 second, bear with me 1 second. Sorry about this. I have accidentally dragged my screen into the other monitor. Oh my God. Because I work with two monitors. Ask somebody else the question, please, and then I'll come back on to you.
All right, Stephen. Obviously, we're going to start with the Premier League. I'm trying to bring in the actual screen share. Hopefully, it'll work. Let me bring it up. Okay. All right, let's bring it up. So we can see, obviously, the results over the weekend. Stephen, so what did you think of, obviously, the Arsenal game? We'll talk about the Arsenal game. We'll just go down for the top four, and then we'll just continue with the actual Liverpool and Chelsea game. What did you think of the Arsenal getting back at the game? That they're always struggling at the moment in the league as well.
Yeah, I've coming into that game. You know, it was I think a lot of Arsenal fans were known to the fact that they were going to lose anyway, because you've seen the Brentford result, you've seen the Chelsea result before that, and Arsenal can't. I thought that from minute one, I thought Arsenal was showed a bit of fight. I thought Saka and all coming back in would have made a difference, but yeah, it's just as soon as the game started, it was all Man City. I mean, Arsenal did pretty well for the first 5 minutes, but apart from that, Man City just took control. With Jack Grealish and the rest of them. But Arsenal, it frustrates me all the time that they can't really improve. because you class Arsenal as a big club, and you want to class Arsenal as a top 4 club. Now, there's a lot of things wrong with that club. It goes from the board, it falls to the manager, and it falls to all those players. Now, if you took any of those players out in Arsenal's team, they wouldn't get into Chelsea's team. They would not get into Liverpool's team whatsoever, because they're just buying average. In fact, they've been buying average for a very, very long time. Like, I remember back in 2016, that Arsenal team was still average anyway under Arsene Wenger, before his time was up. So the performance against Man City, it was like that moment where you just thought Arsenal aren't going to improve, are not going to improve whatsoever. Like, at the end, they I think the fans were ended up celebrating one of the Man City's 4th goals. I don't know if you saw it, but it was that much of a state that Arsenal were in, and at the end of the game, it just proved to me that Arsenal will not go anywhere. And I think I said it. I think I sent a super chat on Football Terrace after it, and I think I said on the super chat that we may need to have this debate that Arsenal may not be a big club anymore in terms of going for that top 4. And there were a few people disagreeing with me on the fact that I don't agree, because Arsenal will always be a big club. But, Leeds were a big. But the fact is, Leeds were a big club. You know what I mean? Newcastle were a big club. You know what I mean? Yeah. There are teams like Arsenal that could fall into that trap. You know what I mean? They could go into the championship. Now, who knows if they'll get relegated? But look, there's no fight out of those Arsenal players, and on Saturday it just showed that they're not going anywhere, and I stand by that.
Nice one, bro. Yeah, it's tough to watch Arsenal at the moment, mate. It's one of those teams that you think like they're one of the biggest teams in the Premier League, but when you see them struggling in the league, if you're neutral, it's tough to watch, and you actually want them to like help out, obviously, against these rich teams, but when you see them at the bottom there, and like I've always said, once you get dragged into the bottom half of the table, it's hard to get out of. They need to get themselves out ASAP. Coachella, what do you think of Arsenal, mate? Like at the moment, what's happening to them? They're struggling in the Premier League, and like losing 5-0 here. I think they lost all 3 games so far in the league, and you probably a lot of Arsenal fans as well.
Yeah, quite disappointing. I mean, but it wasn't like anybody expected them to get away with a draw or even a win against Manchester City. So before time, we knew it was going to be a bashing. The concerning aspect about Arsenal is that it doesn't look like they are signing players to solve a problem they have. They're just spending money for the sake of it. Yeah. They spend quite a lot of money that if they have been spending strategically, right now Arsenal will be in a good place in terms of competing for top 4 or at least even first position. But the spending has just been here, there, some players that not vital to the that's not going to help them solve the issue that they have in the team. And tactically wise, Arteta isn't it. As much as I hate to see my managers leave, but you have to be, you don't have to be sentiment. But the issue seems to be on the Arsenal former players. They come out and say, "Oh, he needs more time. It takes time to build a team," something like that. But that's sentiment for me. It's absolute nonsense. And some will argue Arsenal is a business profit-focused organization. If that is the case, I mean, losing ain't good for business. So just give the guy the boot and find somebody who is capable of leading Arsenal to where they're supposed to be on the table. At least even Antonio Conte would do better even with the team they have right now. So it's worrying to see, because I want them to do better. So when there's a London derby, it will feel like a London derby. But the last game we played with them wasn't even close to being a London derby.
Yeah. So Lazer, Maria, the same goes for you. What do you think of like Arsenal at the moment? I know they're in a bad way. Can they get out of it? Is it going to be a season that's going to be battling in the bottom half of the table instead of like coming up?
I think it's a sad state of affairs, and actually I feel quite sorry for them in a way. It's a horrible thing to watch this team, this demise of this team. It's like car crash TV at the moment. And on one hand, there's that kind of entertainment value. There is this team that used to be up there, well, sort of up there, it's about Arsenal here, who used to be up there, and now they're like bottom of the league. Yeah, 20th. Bottom of the league. That's insane. And I think what it shows, as COACHILA just said, they're chucking money left, right, and centre. And this is something that we as Liverpool fans as well need to be aware of. Just chucking random money at a problem, bringing in players left, right, and centre, isn't always the answer. And I think, I don't know what's going to happen with Arsenal. I can't believe the manager is still there. I actually thought he was going to be gone straight after that match, marching orders, go. But no, he's still there. And it's just baffling. I don't know what's going to happen. I can't see them climbing that far up. And then now, the mentality of the players, the confidence, the fans are laughing. The fans are laughing at themselves.
I couldn't believe it when I saw them in the stands.
They're chanting, we lose every week. Teams down in like League One singing, not Premier League teams. That was embarrassing, sad state of affairs, and something needs to happen. But very entertaining to watch. I ain't gonna lie.
Very indeed.
I was just gonna say it's gonna be probably more entertaining when Amazon documentary comes out on them.
Is it still coming out?
Yeah.
It's still coming out.
Yeah.
Is it still coming out?
Yeah.
Oh, Lord of mercy.
Maybe this has been part of their, like, they've scripted it or something.
John Conway says, hi, Fozzy Laser. Hi, John, mate. Thanks for coming on, bro.
Big up to John.
Yeah, Laser. The same goes for you as well, bro. About Arsenal, you know. What do you think, bro?
They're a real mess at the moment. And this has been coming for a while, you know. This is a surprise. You know what's funny? Tottenham are top of the table, right? With 9 points, 3 wins out of 3. And Arsenal are bottom. 3 defeats out of 3. Who would have thought it? And it's weird because you look at Arsenal, go back to the opening game against Burnley, and you see no fight, no desire. You know, they almost went into the game thinking it was going to be a sure 3 points, you know.
Yeah.
And Brentford wanted it more, and they produced the goods, you know. They got the 3 points. We move on to Chelsea. The same thing in the Chelsea game. It was almost like they were a beaten team already. And the way they played so naive, tactically in the nets as well, it was awful to watch, and you can see, for me, looking at the game as a neutral, Chelsea could have easily scored more goals, but they had that game under control. Now you go on to the City game. Absolutely pathetic. A team of Arsenal's caliber. Yes, we know Arsenal at the moment and not the team they once were, you know, but they should be doing better than that, man. At one stage, it looked like it could have been double figures, and it was men against boys. It was absolutely pathetic. And for me, all the Arsenal pundits, Ian Wright, you know, you got a lot of them in the media saying, oh, give him some time. He needs time to grow the sides, bring through the youth players and stuff like that. But for me, I'll be really worried as an Arsenal fan. He needs to go. I don't see how as a manager of his caliber are going to take Arsenal forward. He's had no experience. He didn't even cut his teeth elsewhere. Let's say in the Championship or a lower league abroad. You know what I'm saying? It's just gone right into the deep end. Yeah, go ahead, Stephen.
I was just going to say later. So I'm not going to blame some Arsenal, but a lot of Arsenal fans were. Remember when Arteta first came in? I think a lot of fans were backing him because he thought that he used to play for them. He'll get what the club's all about. So they went. He went to the FA Cup. That's grand. And then what happens after that? They go on to win the Community Shield against Liverpool on penalties. And do you know what some of the cheek Arsenal fans have to say? That Arteta broke Klopp.
Yeah, that's what cheesed me off. And you know what? Yeah. And it's funny because Maria was saying, you know, a lot of you like saying it's a shame. Going back to what Coach Will was saying, you know, prior, he would like to see, you know, a proper derby. But for me, I'm going to be honest, this is me saying it as a Liverpool fan. If it was our arch rivals, Everton or Man United, I will be reveling in it. Yes, it's sad, you know, to see a club of Arsenal in this situation for the Premier League. But they are absolutely the banter club at the moment. It's just absolutely pathetic, like where they're heading in. And sometimes the saying is, you got to be careful what you wish for. They wanted this. Them Arsenal fans and the social media content creators, they know who they are. Yeah. They wanted this, and now they've got it. And as I was saying, you got to be careful what you wish for. I've never known a club so big. Even when Liverpool were down in the dumps, we were never in this position. Bottom of the table. You look at Arsenal's team. Yeah, who would get into like most of the top teams? Do you know what I'm saying? And they've had years and years and teasing Tottenham saying, oh, always bridesmaids, let Tottenham stay. And now look at them now. And me personally, I don't think they'll be relegated. And I think for many reasons,
no.
Eventually they're going to get a top manager. They're going to get a better manager. And I know this might sound ludicrous, but I believe the Premier League won't want to see a club like Arsenal get relegated. It cannot happen for business. It won't be allowed to happen. Yeah. Yes, in the past, you know, the saying is, you're never too good to go down. We've had the late, great Nottingham Forest do it. We've had teams like Newcastle United do it. West Ham went down on 40-something points with a great
Aston
team.
Villa.
Yes, Aston Villa, but they was on a slump. And I just feel like Arsenal have so much to do to get back into being a top 6 contender, let alone top 4. Do you know what I'm saying?
That's true.
If I could come in there, they have a lot to do. It's quite a lot of work. It would mean a change of, let's say, about at least 35% of the personnel they have there right now. Because this is the Premier League, and the top 6 has gotten even stronger. It's not that is the players they have right now. They won't cut it. Let's be honest about it. They will not cut it.
That's true. So guys, I'll go on to the next subject. We normally talk about the top 4 in this program, because it's LFC, but the other one we do the whole Premier League on UFT. We're gonna move on to Man United. They got a certain player called Ronaldo back. They're all already bragging. They're all already saying we're gonna win the league. You know how it goes in that club. They're already thinking like they're gonna win the league. They're back to normality. And this guy who's about 36 years old is gonna come and save them. So Stephen, what do you think of Ronaldo going back to Man United, mate? Can they compete? Are they going to win the league, basically? That's what we've been hearing. You know that. You saw the other social medias.
Yeah, I mean, if Ronaldo comes back and scores a late penalty to win the league, oh my God, I'm going to have to go into hiding, bro. I'm telling you. It'd be that bad. Like, seriously, the memories that Ronaldo gave to me back in that 2009 season, we were so close to win that league, but he ended up scoring a lot of goals at the end of that season to win the league. And I think after that, he left for Real Madrid. That's what I remember Ronaldo the most in Man United. And it's good to
was a certain, sorry, Stephen, it was a certain Makeda. What was his name? Makeda.
Yeah. I remember,
yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, but come up, Vic, for a neutral, looking at this, coming back to with Ronaldo, coming back to his former club in the Prem, you only feel like it's good to see that because he gave me some memories that he scored goals. I didn't like him scoring the goals against us because we're rival fans, but the way he was scoring goals for Man United at the time was unrazzling. Sir Alex Ferguson being the player he was at the end of the day, look where he is now. He's going to come into this United side though with a lot of not so good leaders in that team. I think there's only him, Bruno Fernandes, and maybe a few others could lead on top, but it won't be just Ronaldo. He'll score a lot of goals, but it reminds me of Zlatan coming to United a few years ago in a way. You know what I mean? Zlatan wasn't regarded this big superstar when he came to United, and he was going to score a lot of goals. But what happened? I think they ended up finishing top 4 anyway. Didn't go on to win the league or the Champions League. So looking at this, I'm not too worried about Ronaldo not causing a lot of damage, in the going to win the league or the Champions League. Do you know what I mean? So, I'm only saying this like as United have a lot more issues to sort of. I think Ollie's the main issue. I think Ollie's too soft in his tactics. I think in the midfield has to be prioritised. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like there's only like Matic. You have Matic and Fred and McTominay. They're not really good enough to lead that midfield role with Pogba and Bruno Fernandes. You think about that? I mean, I don't see United competing. Yes, Ronaldo's going to score a lot of goals. But it's what you do going forward in the main season. And the fact is that I'm not too worried about United and Ronaldo. Sure, Virgil van Dijk will pocket him, but mark my words, Virgil van Dijk will pocket Ronaldo when they face each other again. Mark my words, it's going to happen.
Yes, Stephen, we already got someone giving it the legend in the chat, Mr. Casper. Viva Ronaldo! Viva Ronaldo!
There's wet signs outside Old Trafford right now. Wet signs, caution signs everywhere, man.
Yeah. What happened to the Man United fans burning their tops, man?
I'm telling you. So, Coachella, what do you think of Ronaldo? I know, Chelsea have your squad is fully equipped to win in the league. Your bench is awesome. Even your reserves is awesome. Can Man United with Ronaldo coming back at age of 36 be a threat to your club, mate? Because everybody says you guys are going to compete for the title, and you and Man City, you guys are the 2 top teams so far.
Yeah, but I have to agree. I will be lying if I say that's not the truth. On paper, or let's just say on paper. But coming to Ronaldo's return, I'm not really concerned about that right now.
Yeah, bro.
He creates a problem to a certain measure. When there will be clash of egos, some problems, let me put it that way. Clash of egos, definitely.
Yes.
So, and that is something Solskjaer would have to manage very well, or it causes a problem. It will cause a problem in the dressing room. Another one, Cavani wears the number 7 shirt. there have to be some talks to please let him have it. Even if Cavani lets it go, he will feel bad. He will feel disrespected to a certain measure.
Sorry to stop you. I don't think Ronaldo can have the number 7 shirt because Cavani's been registered already, and the Premier League rule states once a player's been registered, they cannot change squad numbers into a season. They cannot?
You think?
They can't.
Okay.
Cavani's already.
Yeah, that's by the way. So, but the whole thing comes down. There's a point that my friend here mentioned. That they need midfield. Fred and Matic cannot cut it. They need a midfield to protect their defense. And if they don't get it, they can score plenty of goals. But if they play against opponents that have good attack, opponents can outscore them. Yeah. Forget about the Varane. What's his name? This English guy.
Maguire.
I have Varane Maguire partnership. Maguire isn't Ramos. He's not. So you're not going to see, you're not going to see that Varane you've seen at Madrid. That's a difference there. What Man United will have is the best ball playing defenders. They don't have the most solid defenders. They need a defined defensive midfielder to protect the defense. For you to say they are defensively sound. Right now, I'm not concerned. But if tomorrow they sign any defensive midfielder that's a definite defensive midfielder, then I'll be concerned.
Well said, mate. Well, so I agree. I said the same thing. I said the same thing about Man United. The attack ain't the issue. It's the defensive side is the issue. You know what I mean? So they bought Varane, but Varane is not tested in the Premier League. He's been tested in La Liga, and the majority of the time, as I remember, he was injured most of the seasons, as far as I'm aware. So if you got Varane and Maguire, that's one step. Where's the protection in front of them? If you watch them against Wolverhampton yesterday. They really struggled. They really struggled in that game. And not only that goal shouldn't be allowed because Neves got fouled by Pogba at the edge of the box. Yeah. So it was a sympathy kind of goal. So they won that game because of sympathy. That's what it was. So Maria, what do you think about Ronaldo coming in and being the saviour for the Old Trafford faithfuls?
Listen, a few things. I think first of all, the great thing about Ronaldo coming back is that that's going to be great for the Premier League.
Of course, yeah.
And it's exciting. It is exciting. We can't deny it. It's an exciting thing. It kind of came out of the blue. We weren't expecting this. Yeah. And as you said, Man United fans were burning their shirts the other day because they thought he was going to City. And that's why Man United signed him. They weren't going to sign him. They saw Man City sniffing around. They couldn't have Ronaldo.
So it was a PR move.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, you're right, COACHILA.
It was a good PR move. It was a good PR move. But first of all, I don't think that his age has anything to do with it. The man is a machine. The man is a machine.
We know.
Yeah, he's going to be scoring goals all over the place. But as you said, he can only be as good as the players around him. If they're not getting it, if they're not setting it up for him, nothing's going to happen, or it's going to make it doubly difficult. So, that's one of the things. I think another thing is that, as I said, the whole thing about Man United fans. I think someone said on the chat there, why do Man United fans get so gassed? Everything. They get gassed about anything. So it's exciting for Man United. It's exciting for the Premier League. Does it mean they're going to win? I don't think so. Nah, and you know what? We've got Salah. He can kick the goals in as well. So I want to see head-to-heads with these players. I want to see, all of them lot fighting for that golden boot. That's what I think the excitement's going to be with these guys. But Ronaldo isn't scaring me. I think he's great for the Premier League. I think he's a game changer in many ways. But I don't think it's what Man United. It's not the answer to Man United coming top of the league.
Thank you, Maria. Lazer, same for you, bro. What do you think, man? Is he a threat? Is he going to scare everyone in the Premier League? Or is he going to be an individual player that's going to disrupt the squad? Sometimes that it goes that way. Don't forget, people.
Yeah, I think it will go both ways. He's going to be good for them. Let's make no bones about it. Ronaldo still has what it takes. But the only thing, he's getting on in age. Yes, he's 36, and he's still fit. He's a specimen. When he takes his top off, you just look at him. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, with Man United now, for me, they still lack the quality. For me, I see 3 other teams, and I'm not being biased. Liverpool, I think, are stronger than Man United. They have more control in games. You got Chelsea, they're certainly stronger, and Manchester City. And I just look at Man United, and they don't know how to control games. I think it's more around individual talent, bailing them out. I watched the game yesterday when you was covering the live watch-along, and Wolverhampton should have been 3-0 up. I didn't see any control. I'm going to one of the comments now. And Casper's saying he thinks Varane was man of the match. No, you're saying that with your Man United hat on. Casper, let's be honest here. You know what I'm saying? But, they've got good players in their squad. They've got Greenwood. He's a very talented individual. They've got a lot of game changers. Fernandes is good at what he does. But I just think, going back to the manager, I don't think he's the man to take them forward. Let's say, for example, if they had a Conte, or let's say if they had an Ancelotti from a few years back, I would be more worried. I'd be like, ooh. They can take them to, let's say, the late 80s, 90-point barrier. But for me, I don't see Man United hitting late 80s, 90 points and dethroning Chelsea, Liverpool and Man City to win that elusive Premier League. Ronaldo, what he will do, he will galvanise the squad and he will give them an extra 9 to 12 points for the season. Make no bones about that. Man United will struggle for 90 minutes, let's say 85 minutes. Ronaldo will pop up, Ronaldo, and it's a goal. Do you know what I'm saying? That's what he would do. He would give them an extra 12 points for the season, but all those 12 points going to be enough to capture the Premier League title, and I don't think it is.
Coach, yes, listen, with me, I agree with everything you guys say, because Ronaldo, yes, he's a physical specimen, yes, 100%, but I look at it from different angles as well. Is he going to be a guy who's coming in, like, if he comes in, who's going to get off for him? Is it going to be young Greenwood? Is it going to be Sancho? Is it going to be Rashford? You know what I mean? You got to look at all that stuff. So he could cause a lot of problems in that squad, if you know what I mean, people. So, Coachella, are Chelsea the real deal, bro? Are they here to stay? Are they going to be, the champions? What do you think of it, mate? Do you think, like, Chelsea can break that Manchester United, barrier?
It's a tough question, a very good question indeed. But the truth is, you cannot be definite right now. There are lots of teams up there that some teams have even made, like for instance, what's his name? Even Aston Villa is looking like a top 6 team given their signings. Not I can't say performance-wise at this point. So, but let me just put it this way: Chelsea are contenders. You cannot say definitely they are the favorites. No. At this point, nobody is. And if you look at the top 5, 6 teams, or how many, all 7 points through down. So there's nothing. And again, the window haven't closed. So if by the end of the window, Chelsea then bring in a defensive midfielder for cover of N'Golo Kante, and also maybe a centre back because Zuma left, we have a problem. We have a lot of game to play. We have the Club World Cup, the FA Cup, the Carabao Cup, the Premier League, the Champions League. These guys are not machines; they're humans. So if the squad, if you don't have enough players, if you don't have enough depth, we have depth, but those are in the forward areas where we have actually too many players. They burn out, and that becomes a problem. So you cannot say definitely that Chelsea are favorites. No, they're not. Nobody. You cannot say even Man City aren't favorite right now. Chelsea are just contenders. That's how I'd like to put it.
So, Lazer, what do you think, mate?
Go, bro. Before we go further, because there's a lot of comments. So, people to my bedroom, Ada, why do Man United fans always get gas? Laughing out loud. Casper, as usual, Dan James sold for 30 million. So, Cavani is getting 21, PR7. He's confirmed. I'm assuming it means the squad numbers. Casper again. Picking up Maria, our lovely guest, Maria. In a shout out.
Nice one.
Ball knowledge is good. Big up Ronaldo. Big up to Andrew Stevens in the place. We agree on one thing. Back and forth banter between the two. Big up Maria and the whole panel today. Fire! And then big up to Ada again. Listen, I bet any man on the planet, Salah will score more goals than Ronaldo. So we're going to get back to some more comments after. So, Chelsea the real deal. And I tell you what, they certainly are the real deal. I think Chelsea have all the minerals and all the tools to win the Premier League title. I really do think that. I'm not going to just sit here on air and say, no, they haven't. there's 3 top teams, even 4 if you want to put Manchester United in the mix, Liverpool, Man City, Chelsea, and I'll say Manchester United slightly out there. I don't see any other team, Leicester City, your Tottenham Hotspurs, etc., coming even close to those teams. And for me, Chelsea have all the momentum and all the confidence under their belt. When you win the Champions League, right, with a manager like Tuchel and the squad they have and experience, players like Azpilicueta, Alonso, that's won titles before. Come on, let's be honest, guys. They're going to win the Club World Cup. And we know it's not as strong as the Champions League. Most Champions League winners win that title, you know, but it's the bragging rights of saying you're the best in the world. You know what I'm saying? And I just think, how Chelsea...
Can I come in there?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. First of all, you have to understand the Champions League is easier than the Premier League. Let's just bring that to the table right now.
Yeah.
Now, size doesn't really matter this time. The squad, we have a big squad, but we have areas that we need to fix. In the midfield, for instance, right now, we also need midfielders who can contribute to more goals.
Yeah.
Our midfielders, their assist numbers last season was abysmal. Yes, Jorginho was our highest goal scorer from the midfield, but those were all from the spot. So we need midfielders who can create chances. And this is especially true when we have a point man like Lukaku. Yeah. It's not just about, keeping the ball going left, right. Even the ball progression for Chelsea was an issue. So now N'Golo Kante is injury prone. And whenever he's out, defensively, we have a big problem. Kante and Jorginho have what you can almost a telepathic, that is connection between them. They're good to watch, but once the two of them are on the pitch, we don't have enough defensive protection. You get the issue now. You have to, and teams already know that. Teams know that, so that's a big problem. If we don't sign a definite defensive midfielder and we're able to make it to top 4, I'll tell you again, it will be a miracle. Let's be honest. We have a big squad in the attacking area. We have big names, fine players, but we need to sort that out, and hopefully they get something done by tomorrow.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Obviously you're going to know a lot more about them than me. This is your team talking about. But I'm looking at it from the outside, and sometimes momentum can carry you through. Anything could happen. And I'll go back to 2016/17 when you won the title under Conte. You wasn't in the equation, and I remember Man City were the so-called favourites that season. I think Liverpool were there as well. It was supposed to be between Man City and Man United when Mourinho came. And I remember the game when you beat Man City 3-1 at the Etihad, and the momentum carried you through. And I know Conte changed the system to 3 at the back. I think it was a 3-4-3 formation. And I think sometimes momentum can carry through. Now, for example, the game on Saturday, I thought personally you was kind of trying to take the game to Liverpool in the first 20 minutes or so. You got the goal.
Lazer, let me stop you there, mate. Do you sorry, before you go on, do you think Chelsea didn't get the credit they deserved in that game? Because a lot of people have been saying like they've been sitting back and then hoping to go attack after that. Like deep line defending and then going forward. Do you think they had more to their game other than that one?
Yeah, I think Chelsea had no choice to do that, because when you think about it, and this is the difference now, I want to go back on another team between Arsenal and Chelsea. Arsenal went down to 10 men and they got slapped. You know what I'm saying? And, Tuchel was not going to make that happen. We were attacking them in the first, I would say, 15 minutes in the second half. We were going for the jugular, but that goal didn't come. Liverpool just didn't get the breakthrough. And I think they had every right to defend like that. A lot of people are saying, they defended like Burnley. What do you expect them to do? Open up and invite Liverpool onto them. And I just think if Chelsea can have some very strong games, and amongst the likes of Manchester United, Liverpool, when they play them at the Bridge, Man City, get the points there, make sure they don't get beat, and then beat the fodder. Who knows where it could take them? Yes, they still have a lot more to do. When I look at them, exactly what Coach him alluded to, they're a bit light in midfield at times. When Kante's not there, something's not right. Looking at them as an outsider, do you know what I mean? And they don't score many goals. And Lukaku's been brought in for that sole reason, to add more goals for Chelsea. But for me, I believe they are one of the favourites to win it.
Hands down, bro.
Because I think right at this moment of time, you can't single any team out and say you're the favourite. And we're not going to know this until probably the end of the year. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I would love to argue with Lazer the whole day. Lazer, talking about the momentum you talked about. What happened 2012, 2013?
Say that again.
You talked about momentum, us winning the Champions League, and that's going to pull us through the season. What happened?
No. I didn't say the Champions League. I said the Premier League.
Premier League. In
2016/17.
Okay, when Conte won it.
Okay, maybe I misunderstood what you were saying then. Yeah.
It's just all about momentum. Stephen, so what do you think about Chelsea? Are they the real deal, mate? Are they like title favourites? Can they break this duck? You know, that's it's been there since Conte left. Can they break it now?
Well, yeah. Ever since Frank Lampard left, you cannot disagree that this Chelsea team looks more together, and better than what they were in the past. You know, I've seen poor Chelsea teams before in my lifetime, but this Chelsea team for me, I think they are title contenders without a doubt. You know what I mean? I think after the last few performances, especially against us, I think Tuchel's got them set up in a way that he's got a plan going forward that'll work. Especially Lukaku coming in. You know what I mean? I think if they didn't get Lukaku in, I think they would have struggled. I wouldn't say they would have struggled, but Timo Werner, a lot of people there were a lot of Chelsea fans had mixed opinions about him last season, and some defend him and some not defend him because of his some white shots. But I think bringing Lukaku was a bit of a fresh up in terms of the squad depth for Chelsea, and I think for Chelsea now, I don't think there's any excuse now for this Chelsea team to go on and contend for the title against Man City because they beat Man City 3 times. Don't forget, just at the end of last season with the Champions League, the FA Cup semi-final, and that Premier League 2 at the Etihad. So, for me, Chelsea, I think they are, but they're going to have to prove to me that they can be title contenders going forward. And I think Lukaku, Thomas Tuchel, and all them Chelsea players, I think they're gelled well together. I think the signs they've made have been dead on, spot on. So I think I see Chelsea definitely up there contending.
Thank you, mate. Maria, same goes for you. What do you think of Chelsea? Are they like favourites, and can they break this duck since Conte left this season?
Yeah, I mean, I think they're up there with the best of them. They're strong contenders. If you'd have asked me even a few weeks ago when we were doing predictions for who we think is going to win the league, and for me, Chelsea would be the obvious ones at this moment in time. They've got to me seems like a strong squad. They're European champions. They've come off the back of that, so they've got that energy, that drive. They want to do well. They've got a strong manager. He's made an instant impact. You can't deny that. The change from when he came in to now has been incredible. So, we can't deny that. So they seem to be on the right path. Whether that continues throughout the whole season, I don't know. Whether the other day, the game that was played against Liverpool means that the season is over. There's people talking like the season's over.
You're right.
We are level pegging with them. It was a draw. So, I think they're strong contenders, and I'd be surprised if they weren't in the top 2.
100%. So, what's the Maria? Nice one. So, we're going to be obviously talking about the game, Liverpool versus Chelsea. So, let's get Huh?
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Yeah, let's talk about I like that one. So, we're going to be talking about, obviously, Liverpool versus Chelsea. How the game went. And, a lot of people are already panicking, like Maria said. Like, they're already saying we need players, FSG out. And some people are saying we actually played good in the game. So, Maria, what from your point of view, what do you think of the game? Like, how did the game turn out in your eyes? Because it's different perspectives we're talking about. Like, I was upset on the day. I was really angry. Then, me, like, I don't know if people know me. Like, I get angry on the day, but afterwards, when I look at it again, I just calm down and I realize I've done the wrong thing. You know what I mean? So, what do you think, Maria, about the game?
It was really frustrating to watch. There's no doubt about that. It was a frustrating game. Did they play badly? Did Liverpool play badly? No, I don't think they played badly. I think there was there was some pockets of poor performance. I think we seem to have an inability to finish, and that's the most frustrating thing. Watching that ball bouncing here, bouncing there, bouncing everywhere. bloody ball in the goal? Why are they missing constantly? It drives me nuts.
Yeah.
That was the frustrating thing. Defensively, I thought we were good. We can't deny that. Virgil was man of the match, so something must have gone right. So when people go, "No, it was terrible performance, awful," no, it wasn't awful. It wasn't awful, but we had hyped this match up so much, like it was some cup final. We had hyped it so much, like this is the be all and end all, and that if we don't win, and not only if we don't win, if we don't destroy them, that somehow that was it, and the season's over. I had people saying, "Oh, season's done. See, this is gonna tell us what the rest of the season is gonna be like."
Yeah.
Maria, do you think the game came too early for the both sides? Because it had that feel. You know what it reminded me of? You know when we played Man City 3 years ago, the 2018 season /19, and it was 0-0. That game was hyped up to the hills, and it almost had that feel to it. And I remember when you was on Das TV the other day, I did say, "Don't be surprised if it's a draw." You know, I thought we could beat them because it just had that feel to it. I don't know if it came too early for me. 3 games into the season.
I think, listen, I ain't going to lie, I joined in the hype as well. But I think that it's because we started off by playing Burnley and whoever the others were, I can't remember.
Norwich or what? Norwich.
Yeah. So we played these low down teams, and we wanted to fight because we wanted to prove, we're like, oh, we won. But it was like, so what? We beat 2 teams down there, and we wanted to play some big boys. But we wanted to prove ourselves because we had such a terrible season last season. It was so up and down. And I feel like we just wanted it to be amazing and for us to smash this team. Yeah. And then when it wasn't, everyone got angry. But nothing terrible happened. I thought actually the performance was okay. It was average. There wasn't anything spectacular again. Yeah. And, you know, as you said, the beginning of that second half, that was exciting to watch. That was good football from our team. But they were missing, and that this game almost was like the warning signs. It was like if we don't sort out these little problems here and there, then there's a problem. So if Klopp doesn't take stead of what happened the other day and of the mistakes that he made, because actually, and I love Klopp, I think he's an incredible manager. But he made the mistakes the other day. He made the mistakes. It wasn't the teams.
100%. Yeah.
But he made the mistakes. So no, I thought Liverpool played fine. I thought Chelsea played. I thought they both played. I didn't see no spectacular performance from either team. I think they both played a decent game. Obviously, Chelsea were down to 10 men. And of course they were going to be defensive. Why is everyone going, oh, they were playing defensively? What do you think they're going to do? What do you think they're going to do when they're down to 10 men and Liverpool are trying to attack? So no, I don't think we played badly, but I think we've gone like crazy way too early. Too early.
Yeah,
you're right.
Big up to Das TV.
I feel relaxed now because she was very, very honest in her response to that question. So I feel relaxed. It's not like it's just me and 4 other people.
We're not going to attack you, don't worry.
We're never going to do that. No, we're good, bro. Don't worry. We're all the fans, mate. Don't worry about that. That's me and Lazer anyway, that is. So, Coachella, what did you think of the performance of Chelsea, mate? I'll come to Stephen in a minute. Did you enjoy what you saw? Obviously, with 10 men, you still attacked and you had your chances as well.
Honestly, I wouldn't fault anybody in that game. If anything, there's one important takeaway: the resilience in the team, the grit, the never die spirit. Because if it was a team under Frank Lampard after a red card like that, I think would have been down 4 or 5 goals by the end of the game. But you see the spirit there. They didn't give up. They also wanted to score. They were not just defending.
Yes.
When the chance, when they see the chance, they progress. They wanted to win the game. Actually, they weren't aiming for a draw because they knew Liverpool would come at them. Yeah. So they were aiming for those chances to go after Liverpool. And on occasions they got like 2-3 chances. Yeah. Chances to actually.
You see, Coach Lynn, sorry. This is what I was saying earlier. Where we see Chelsea are much stronger than last year. There's no question about it. If you go back to the game at the Bridge last year, you went down to 10 men and we absolutely battered that. Although the scoreline was only 2-0. And you could see Chelsea did absolutely nothing in that game last year. This game now, you could see the game plan was there. They kept it tight and disciplined. And it was still attacking. There was a chance where, was it Kovacic? He had a shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, with 10
I
minutes
think there was a couple of incidents with Alisson as well. Alisson,
When he was Kovacic against your keeper, I didn't expect him to score.
No? Why?
No, he can't shoot. He simply cannot shoot. We all know that. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
So, Stephen. Sorry, go on.
We get some comments
like
first.
I think there's only one takeaway for me is the team, you could say they've matured.
Yeah.
Even the younger players in the squad have all matured. No, they don't just, although there were issues that were evident in the final third, like selfishness from somebody like Mason Mount. He tried to score when he should have squared the ball to either Havertz or Lukaku. And just a little problem here and there, just like with the Liverpool team. So I wouldn't fault any player there.
Yeah, Coachella, I think it's like early season. I think when the season goes on, and like with time, I think they'll be more clinical.
And
I think they'll be more clinical, bro. Go on, Lazer. Any comments, Lazer? Anything?
Yeah, there's quite a few, man. It's quite active today. We got Mr. Durst TV, guys. He's a Liverpool content creator. Please go over to his channel, show him some love. He's saying, yes, what a panel. We got to Aziz, not the greatest decisions by Jurgen in that game. We got to RC Bayern Chelsea Fan TV. All Chelsea people, head over to his channel and show him some love. We got to Lazer, Fuzzy, COACHILA, and the rest of the panel, including Maria and Stephen. That's again, Chelsea will be the happier with the point, but a draw was a fair result, and Chelsea are a very good side. Hence, they are the champions of Europe.
I do not agree. We'll be happier with it. I do not agree. We'll be happier with the point.
Why?
I will not, because the red card changed the dynamics of the game. And remember, we were 1 goal up before that happened. So with that one, with being 1 goal up, Liverpool is not a bottom table or mid-table team. They would come to get an equalizer, and Tuchel would have found a way to get a second goal. And that could happen vice versa. Had Liverpool scored first, we would have been all out to equalize, and Liverpool will have the possibility to score more goals. So to me, I don't think Tuchel, because given the situation, he'd be okay. I'll take a point. But had it not been for that red card, I think Chelsea, there would have been more goals in the game from either side.
I think so as well. But at the final whistle, they look like the happier team.
They were actually shaking hands and throwing high fives. Yeah. So Stephen,
had players against. Let me just call it 12. If that's gonna start a fight, let's fight. 10 players against 12 men at Anfield.
Who's the 12?
Anfield, 12. You guys had a 12th man.
The fans.
13 actually. The fans and the referee. So
forget the referee. No. Don't put us with that referee. That referee is a mank. He's a mank. No. We're not taking that. No mank. Sorry, mate. Steven, so what do you think of the game, bro? You put your point of view on it, mate.
Yeah, I mean, I said I think I said on the post-match show, my stance hasn't really changed much about on Saturday. You know what I mean? You have to agree. If you think back on it, you have to agree that a draw was a fair result because then Chelsea were a good team from last season. But but what I think a lot of people are forgetting here is yes, we got some good chances in this first half and the second half, but what I struggled to know with this Liverpool team going forward is I saw bits in the second half of what was going on last season because even though we were getting up to the goal line, we were trying to have a shot on target. I was seeing similar patches to what this Liverpool team were going through last season, and that was frustrating to see because I thought we'd have moved on from that. But look, who knows? Maybe it was just one game we can move on and get better. Yeah. But at the end of the day, when Jurgen made those changes, it was a bit baffling. Especially we were chatting on the stream, and we mentioned Harvey Elliott a lot. I think we were questioning the fact that should Harvey Elliott stay on the pitch much longer because I know Elliott's going to tire out here. He's just going to tire out, and we're going to have to get Thiago on here at some point. I think we all thought he was going to come on, but no, I think Klopp with a surprise ignorance went for I can't remember what came on for, but he didn't bring Thiago on. Thiago came on, but he took off Henderson for some reason. And I was going, why would you take off Henderson? Because you think about it, Fabinho, Thiago, and Henderson are our first choice.
Our first team choice, yeah.
Yes, because I don't see Keita, Ox, or Elliott yet getting stuff in midfield alongside them too. And losing Gini was losing Ginny wasn't a mistake by the owners. I believe we would have kept Ginny in this team. The midfield would be more better, and the depth would be more better. But no, you know, it was really disappointing to see Ginny, not here anymore. You know, so yes, not covering excuses, but you know, those changes by Klopp were a bit baffling for me. I think Mane or Firmino didn't have a really good game, and you think Salah was the best out of three. And you know, I sometimes question what Mane is doing at the moment. I don't think Mane at the moment has improved from what he was last season. And the question is, well, can Mane improve that? I'll have full confidence that he will improve that, but you know, I struggled. You know, I think Cara put it up not long ago that the numbers between Salah and Mane and Firmino over these past 3 years they've been playing together have been like they've been on the sort of decline. They have been on the decline now in terms of goal wise, again up that 40 goal mark, but they're like dropping now to maybe 23 or 15 now, and it's just a question of, you know, you can't keep front threes going forward now for years. You have to refresh them, and we've brought in Jota and, you know, all that kind of stuff, but we need more than that. And you know, tomorrow's, I don't know if we're going to get into a deadline there, but we need a backup to Salah. I believe we do need a backup to Salah, because you only think,
they're struggling, aren't they?
Because you only think Mane and Salah will go to AFCON in January, and we'll have Jota, Firmino, and Minamino potentially playing off from free, and we might not score many goals from that. And we do not want to see another January what happened back in 2017 again, because we were in a summer season and we just fell off and didn't want to tell. We ended up in top 4. Yeah, it's just I'm not worried. I'm not worried after Saturday. I think I said that, and you know, we've got a lot of games now going forward. I mean, it's only the start of the season. At the end of the day, you can't really question one more draw at the start of the season. I'm gonna remain confident going forward, and yeah, you know, but like everyone said, the game on Saturday was just frustrating. You know, really frustrating.
So yeah, Lazer, any messages, bro? Man,
I was just scanning through them on the screen, man.
Too many, man. Too many.
Yes, I love
Coachella, 1 second, Lazer. Coachella, just check the private message, bro. Oh, you got it, yeah?
Yeah, I sent it.
No, yeah. All right, bro.
Okay, respect for that. Okay.
Respect, Coachella, mate. Thank you for coming on, bro. I hope you enjoyed it as well, mate. Please, people.
It was fun. I was just joking about you guys being 3, and it was just me. So, so it was fun, and hopefully I'll get a chance to, you know, be on your channel again. I appreciate the opportunity.
You're part of our family now, bro. You're part of our family, bro. You're part of our family now, so don't worry about that, mate. Much appreciated, brother. Yeah, thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
I'll message you.
I'll be in the chat, and I'll be watching you guys.
Thank you, brother. Take care, brother.
Big up.
Go on, Lazer. Go for it, bro.
Okay, so in the comment section, whoa, getting lost. That's what I have to keep up to date. Mr. Das TV saying, big up the Irish Stephen. And then we got Steve Pyle again. Why was Simicast bought him for only the last 5 minutes? You either get him earlier or you get Minamino or someone else. We're going to talk about that in a bit. Amina B, Buzzy, great show tonight. Thank you guys. You're smashing it. Thank you very much. Das again. Maria, is that the new training vapor top? I let Maria answer that.
Of course it is.
It is the vapor top. Had to go for the real deal.
And then as he's again, RC Brian Klopp made too many changes, in my opinion. Should have started with a different team. No Fab, no Bobbin, with Jota instead, etc. So we're going to leave it as that. So do you want to stay on and give you my points?
Of course, bro. You're the next one, bro. Go for it.
Well, you know what? The other day we did this live watch along. And we stayed on air for was it 45 minutes after? And I watched some of it back. And I've got to say,
we was bad. We was really bad. We was really bad.
Let the emotions get the better of me. You know, having had time to digest the result and reflect upon it, it wasn't all bad and it wasn't the end of the world. I think my concerns, and a lot of other people's concerns, when I looked at the guys, our players, a lot of them look sluggish and lethargic, and Sadio Mane hasn't been the same Sadio Mane.
What's happened to my guy, man? What's happened to him?
Even Bobby Firmino hasn't been the same. And when you look, for me, yes, we got Harvey Elliott now, and he's 18 years old, but we shouldn't be relying on a kid to bail us out. And I think a lot of fans' concerns, many fans have spoke to, having read forums as well, is when you look at the squad, we've got Jordan Henderson, the captain. We've got Keita, we've got Oxlade-Chamberlain, we've got, let's throw Matip in there. Now, can you guys honestly say, from the bottom of your heart, these guys are going to keep fit for the rest of the season?
Hell no. Hell no.
What happens when these guys get injured Where does that leave us? And I think a lot of the fear comes from the fan bases. Why are we leaving the business? Just to get a few additions here and there before the window shuts and get them in place. If we're going to push for the Premier League, a lot of people concerned on that basis of the performance. You know, I think what it was, they went to 10 men. We should have battered them. It doesn't always work that way. And initially, when the sending off occurred, I was happy. But part of me thought, oh my God, it's going to be back to the walls now. Just like when you see Burnley apply that and other lower teams. And I think the game would have suited it better if it was 11 men. You know, but it's done. It's in the past.
It would have been more open, yeah. It would have been more open, yeah.
Now, but I thought, you know, I think Klopp dropped a few bollocks. I think what he did, he sort of played the occasion, and I think we showed Chelsea a little bit too much respect because, for me personally, I don't think there was any reason to drop Tsimikas. There was no reason.
No reason at all.
A splendid couple of days, and I think that would put a tiny, weeny bit of dent in his confidence. If you'd have started him just like you started Harvey Elliott, a teenager, that would have gave him a boost. That would have made him feel, yes, the manager believes in me. I'm playing a high magnitude game. Do you know what I'm saying? And that there was no reason to throw Robertson into the fray. You could see he wasn't at 100%. You know, the same thing with Fab. We know the situation with his father and stuff like that. So I think going back in hindsight, the team wasn't the right team to start the game. But we can't cry for spilt milk. It's in the past, and we've got to move forward now.
Well, look, Lazer, what I would say about the Tsimikas situation, I was shocked, if I'm being honest with you, because look at Tsimikas' performances in the last 2 games. They're like, oh my goodness, that's what we've been crying out for so long. Left back, I can do Andy Robertson's job so well that we need that for so long. And you know, I was so relieved after that Burnley game that we finally got that. But whenever Robertson started, I was very mixed about it because I knew he wasn't going to be 100%. Why not give Tsimikas a start? He can clearly do a job there. But no, you know, Robertson starts, you know, he's really rusty and all that kind of stuff. And if I was in that position, if I'm going to manage Liverpool now going to the next game, I'm starting Tsimikas. I'm leaving Robbo out for... Or do you know what? Give Tsimikas more games than Robertson this season and rotate more this time clock. Because I'll tell you why. Robbo cannot play the same amount of games he's been doing for the last 3 years, every single game.
He hasn't been the same for a long time. He hasn't been the same for a long time. His crosses are low now. He could see his energy ain't there no more. There's a lot of things wrong with Robertson. That if I look at Robertson like not last season, the season before, and like in the last 2 seasons. It's 2 different Robertsons. It ain't the Robertson full of energy, getting cross after cross in the box. Now it's like he hesitates to do things, or his energy is gone. What do you think, Maria? Like you watch the team. Do you think like we made too many changes in this game?
I think. Do you know? I think you were right, Stephen. Klopp gave. I don't know who said it. Klopp gave Chelsea way too much respect.
LAZER,
And there's that problem where. And he did this time and time again last season as well, where it's almost like there's a panic there of, right, these are the players that I trust and have always done well and are reliable time and time again.
Exactly.
And because this is a big game, and it wasn't a big game, you know, it wasn't, but because it's a big game and we've made it into a big game, I'm going to play my tried and tested players regardless of whether Robbo wasn't ready to come on. That was ridiculous. He shouldn't have even been playing until after international break.
Exactly.
But Robbo as well was part of this, you know,
of course,
because he was rushing to get back into it because he can see, and this is good for the team, but Klopp has to learn from it. He can see Tsimikas is a threat now to his place in the team, in the squad. And so suddenly, for the first time in a long time, we have got a bit of competition between our own players, and that's what we need. But it has to be at the right time. It has to be at the right time. Robbo should not have been played. He should not have been played 100% the other day. He should have been brought on maybe later on.
And you know what,
Sorry,
Maria,
Stephen.
what I add to that as well? I've seen this in other sports as well. Whenever I watch other teams, through rugby, for example, you know, I see players. You know, when you win a trophy, that's part of your team, right? And you've done that. You can do that for another season. But what tends to happen, well, no matter what, age will start to take its toll on you, no matter what. And you know what? I'm starting to see, you know, Fabinho's coming up to 28 to 29. Henderson's 31. You know, Thiago's 30. You know, the front three are 29 and 30. You know, and Virgil's and Matip 30. The majority of this team are in their 30s. And Tsimikas is only in his mid-20s, if you think about it.
Yeah.
We need to get more of that in. And I don't think...
We have to, mate.
it's hard to say if Nico Williams will be the replacement to Trent, because I don't think Nico Williams has done himself in glory to beat Trent's backup. But I know Gomez can cover Trent, but the thing is, I want an actual right back.
Yeah.
To Trent, if we can get that sorted, if we get the right cover in for if you're in the mid-20s, or if you're a good player, fresh squad, then that's what needs to happen in this Liverpool team. Because if that doesn't happen, I can see us struggling not to go and retain the titles or the Champions League. And you know, it's hard for me to say that, but that's the reality I see in this team going forward if we don't change it up.
So, Lazer,
sorry. I was going to say, this is one of the problems. I think that Klopp almost becomes too attached to his players.
That's the problem.
He doesn't want to let anyone down, and that's the same. You know, where he keeps saying, "I like to have a small squad, so no one's left out." Of course, we don't want to be leaving out our players, but we want to be winning as well, and not knackering them out before they're, not having no one to play in their place when they're not available. So the small squad idea, great, lovely, family, nice, but we're not going to have happy, smiley Liverpool team if they're all tired and they're not winning and they're not performing, and they can see their performance going downhill. And I think they are trying to bring up, they're trying to have the younger players, but it's almost like they've gone a little bit too far. They're signing the 16-year-olds and the 17-year-olds. They're not going to be first-team players, are they, right now? So it's all well and good to have the players coming up, but we've got nothing in the middle going on. So they need to sort that out, and we need to have backups and replacements. And Klopp needs to put trust in Tsimikas, Minamino. We've got the squad, but they're just sitting there. When people say we haven't got the players, we've got the squad. And the other thing that Klopp keeps doing is he keeps saying, "I don't need anyone else."
He says that a lot,
and that's what he's going to keep saying it.
But the thing is, we're short now. If you think we've got rid of Shaq, we don't know what's going to be happening with Origi. We know them's gone. There's all this talk about Bissouma coming. Just going to get some comments up first.
Go on, brother.
That's TV saying, well done, or are we doing in the business tomorrow deadline then? And I can't tell you that. I don't know. I'm assuming something's going on behind the scenes. I don't know. And it's mad that we find ourselves in this predicament once again, scrambling on the last day.
I'm telling you, bro.
Deadline window, and big up to RC Brian again. Elliot is a future player though, but I hear you.
Exactly.
Not sure what he meant there. Big up to Michael, you never walk alone. Apparently, there's a player coming in, but that's from a source also known as Mr. Carragher. I personally think we are not signing anyone.
Carragher did say there's someone coming in, but the fans might not be excited about it. I don't know what it is. Yeah. Maybe it's a right back or something as Stephen wanted. Maybe that's what it is. But as we go on, what worries me, guys, I'm going to move into the transfers now. What worries me the most is about Liverpool fans. We're too reactionary. Like if Man United buy a player, we start moaning and we say, how come we're not buying players? FSG out, let's bring out the banners, let's go down Anfield, let's all have a go at the owners. You know what I mean? Why are we doing this again? We used to do this in the 90s, Lazer, as you remember. And it never used to work. We used to buy the LAZER, we used to buy the likes of Razor Radic, Phil Babb, these players. Come on, mate. Oh, nice. You gonna? Oh, wait. You can't leave me out. I'm coming back.
Cheers, Matthias. What you got in yours, Maria? I got the H2O. I see now.
Come on, you can't leave me out. You can't leave me out.
Taking it out of the box.
Fuck it out.
I got too many. You know what I mean? It's alright, it's okay.
But anyway, where was we now?
The fans.
Giving away our age as usual, Fuzzy. Not supposed to do that.
I'm proud of my age, man.
I know, I'm joking. But anyway, where was we now? You know what it is? It's natural. It's a natural reaction of every human being. It's like a kid. The kid has the latest trainers. The other kid's going to want the latest trainers. Do you know what I'm saying? Liverpool are a big team. We're not just a big team by name. We are a big team. And you go back to a couple of years ago, we were the best team in the world by none. By none. It wasn't just like we won the Champions League and it was like, you're the champion to you. We were the best team. And we have gone slightly back. And going back to what Stephen was saying about the players, like ages. Me personally, and I don't really want to have to say it, but I don't think we will ever see the front three return to the greater heights that we once were.
No chance.
That's the people. They've been running to the ground. Sadio Mane looks tight. He's lost yards. Yep.
That's what you think is going to happen.
And we have to build for the next team in future. Now, whether we take a little stop gap in between and just accept being fourth place, you know, it might have to be a case of that because we're doing business slow. We're not a team. You know, we don't operate as a club where we buy. We'll take you, big players. Liverpool don't do that. We buy players here and there. We cherry pick them strategically. We eye them up for ages, and then we make them integrate into the squad. Yeah. You know, so who knows what's going to happen, man? But it's a sad state of affairs that we're once again going into the transfer deadline and we don't even know who we're signing. All this talk about. So, guys, Mbappe, just get it out of your head because we ain't getting him.
Yeah, he's going to look good, man. He's going to look good. So, Maria, what do you think of the fans? Sorry, Stephen. Maria, what do you think of the fans that, like, the way they're reacting at the moment about, you know, Ronaldo going to Man United, you know, etc., etc.?
It's, you know, it's a bit of green-eyedness here, where people are like, it's just, oh, you know, they've got so-and-so, they've spent so much money and we ain't spent nothing. It's like, for goodness sake, it's not about the money, is it? It's about, forget whether they've spent 100 million or 200 million or 1 billion, who cares? The point is, and Liverpool have always done this, the point is that we sign good, solid, decent players. It doesn't matter if they're global superstars already. And in fact, you know what? In some ways, and I don't care if it's controversial, we don't need Mbappe to come because then we've got this giant ego that we have to accommodate within a team who have already got, we've got a little ego here and there, and we're going to have to accommodate someone coming in and going to be making demand. What we need is a good, solid player who is maybe in one of the lower teams down there, but is good. A really good player
for the team,
solid, reliable, and he's going to be playing and he's going to be happy to be at Liverpool. And Liverpool create their stars. Their stars. We will create the star from that player. So yeah, maybe whatever Carragher was saying, we're not going to be happy with the signing. It's not going to excite us. It doesn't matter as long as it's a good signing. It doesn't matter if it's exciting.
Nice one, Maria.
As long as it's a good signing. And that's what we need.
I agree with what you're saying there, Maria.
100%.
100%, man.
Go on, Stephen, mate. Go on, Stephen.
I want to point this out to FSG now because I feel like the people have been talking about the businesses lately and they've talked about Liverpool now are sell to buy club. No, I've seen this when FSG have take over. They've always been a sell to buy club no matter what.
Always.
Now the fact I even heard Graham Souness back in 2015 talking about his Sky Sports. He said no matter what, Liverpool will always sell to buy because that is their model. And you know what? It pains me to say that, but that's just how we're run. And you know what? It will not change no matter what in FSG going forward. And just point another thing, my fear with this FSG staying on board is, you know, when Klopp potentially leaves, and this is going to happen probably in a few years' time. If when Klopp leaves, so someone comes in who's average for the team, the people will blame it onto FSG because they know that they aren't doing the business for us. And you know what? That is my biggest fear when we lose Klopp and we're not at that total domination that we were under him. Because we need to get behind Klopp more than ever now. Because if we do not get behind Klopp now when he leaves, because he's going to be a legend when he goes. If we do not get behind him now, then I fear for the fan base, because I know for a fact that it's very, very mixed in terms of how we react as fans and how we do business.
Yeah. Well said, Steve. Let's get some comments up before we go further.
Go on, bro.
Yep. So big up to Fadzil. Big up to yourself in the place. If Arsenal keep their players, I'm pretty sure they can make the top 6 next season. With that being said, at least Arsenal can have a chance in the playoffs to get immediate promotion back to the Premier League. You are bad, Fadzil. You are bad.
That is probably true.
Aziz agrees with Maria 100%. We've seen it before. Aziz, once again, what do you guys think of Van Dijk then? Was he being rushed to play full 90? We'll go back to that comment shortly. Why leave our players if they performed well? It makes no sense just to have trusted players on that have had a dip in form. That's TV looking at the glass half full, Maria. Love that. That's TV. Everybody hyped on the H2O. I love it. So yes, man, we're getting up to date with the comments. What you saying? No Mbappe. Aziz, stop it. It ain't gonna happen. Just stop it. That's TV. Big up to yourself.
It's boring.
So yeah, shall we go back to the comments, being that we are on the topic of our beloved players. So So, here we are. What do you guys think of Van Dijk then? Was he being rushed to play the full 90? Fuzzy, take it away, brother.
With Van Dijk, I don't see the Van Dijk we know yet. I know it's going to take time. I understand that. But they got to take care of him, in my opinion. He's playing too many games too quickly. I mean, so you've got the likes of Konate and Gomez on the bench. So give them a chance, like near the end of the game, get him off, and get him ready for the next game. I think, yes, 100% he's been rushed too quickly. I know, like, Klopp relies on him. Klopp is one of those players, like Maria said, he's too loyal to players. He was the same at Dortmund as well. Don't forget, like, with those players he had over there. And sometimes that could be your downfall, which worries me about Liverpool this season. If we're going to be too reliant on these players, like, who played continuously from season in, season out without rest, if he does it again, I think we'll be in deep trouble.
That's what Klopp likes to do, though. He's always tried and tested formula. As you alluded to, he done that previously at Dortmund. We seen it last season, for example, where he didn't want to trust the centre-backs to play in their correct positions, and we really paid the price for it, So I'm going to let someone else have their say on the Van Dijk situation. Muriel or Steven.
Yeah. I mean, I don't. Yeah, I'm gonna. No, I don't think Van Dijk was rushed back. Yes, he was rushed back in terms of injury wise, but if you would have saw Matip or Gomez or Konate back there against Norwich or Burnley, it wouldn't have been bad. Probably still a good partnership, but at the end of the day, Van Dijk brings something that we've never had before in that defence ever. Now, I think you compare Virgil van Dijk on the likes of Sami Hyypiä or Jimmy Carragher. I think he's he's quite a level above them.
He's the best. He's the best.
He's exactly. He brings something to that defence in Liverpool that we haven't had in a very, very, very long time, including Alisson for a reason. Do you know what I mean? So, I don't see Virgil van Dijk dropping off. If I'm being honest with you, he's something else. He's a monster. I think he's a monster. He's something. He's not human, my opinion.
Yeah, don't you? Sorry, Stephen. Don't you worry though? That's something we gotta be, as Fuzzy alluded to previously. We gotta be just a little bit careful and use the players in our squad, the likes of Konate and Gomez. We don't have to play Virgil van Dijk for every game, and the likes of Brighton, for example. Maybe when it's required for height purposes, because he does pose a threat, in either penalty boxes. But I think it's a dangerous game we're playing, burning most of the players into the ground, and I don't think we need to do that.
I think that these lower teams, the likes against the Brightons, the Norwiches, and all that kind of stuff, I think a Konate, Matip, or Gomez should start for a game or two. Because I believe that Virgil van Dijk deserves a rest. I think Robbo deserves a rest. I think a few players in the squad need a rest.
Yes.
There's a reason why we brought in Simicast, and there's a reason why we brought in Jota for a reason. That'd be much better. We can, because they'll need rest at some point. And the fact is, yes, people will freak. I believe people will freak out if they see Virgil van Dijk on the bench, because I know how Liverpool fans react to that sort of news. They want Virgil van Dijk starting every game, but Virgil van Dijk, no matter what, I think he does need a rest. But for me, if you had to ask me, I would rest him maybe for the bottom half teams, and that'd be it. My opinion, not all of them, but bottom half teams. But I see Virgil for the end of the day. Virgil adds something different to this team. You know what I mean? But I definitely agree if we have to get more rest time, definitely.
Yeah. The same goes for you, Maria. What do you think of him?
Yeah, I agree. I agree with what's been said already. Yeah, he doesn't need to be played constantly every single game with some of the smaller teams coming up as well. I don't think he was rushed back, but I think does he need to be playing the full 90 minutes straight away? Probably not.
No.
But I think that he was needed for this particular game, and there was a reason for why he was played, and we all know what that reason was, and he did fine. So that's good. But I think that, he still isn't quite looking like he was before. And at the first game, he was a little bit rusty from what I
he was better. Yeah, I saw that as well.
But he needs the gameplay, he needs the minutes, and he needs the time now to play himself back into full form. And I think that's what they're trying to do. But we've obviously got to be aware we don't want to rush it. And I don't know about you lot. Every time I now see a Liverpool player go down, I'm like, no.
I know.
Yeah, it's scary. It's scary.
Like that fear.
I mean, had a heart attack when Robbo went down. I was like,
not again.
Big up to Daz once again. Well, let's big up to Aziz first. He's saying, I can't give up that easily. Mbappe Van Dijk just checked in with the Netherlands team.
More games.
That's TV. What I'm grateful for is we have managed to keep hold of our best players the past few years and extended contracts. The spine of our team is so strong, but our signing will be a great squad addition. And he says, LAZER. I'm going to have to copyright that.
Guys, we're coming into the end, obviously. It's been a fantastic show, honestly. Thank you to everyone that tuned in. Big up to everyone that's been on the chat as well. We're going to move on to Michael Edwards. There's a news that's come out today that he's going to be leaving at the end of the season. So we'll start off with Maria. What do you think of that? The guy has done miracles at Anfield, as you're aware. All these players are here because of him. All those bargain sales are gone because of him. You know what I mean? So what do you think of him going to be leaving? It's not really, it hasn't been said, but it's just a rumour at the moment,
Yeah. Okay, so first of all, just to address the rumour, two things. Firstly, last week there was a rumour about him leaving. And the rumour was that Real have been looking and speaking to him. So that could be where he's going. I know they've said no other teams are involved, but come on, another team's involved, let's be honest. He's been tempted off somewhere else. The other thing with Michael Edwards is obviously his contract's coming to an end. So there is an element of where we have to think, could it just be, and this isn't me being deluded because I'm going to come on to my other point in a minute. Could it just be that he's thinking, okay, it's time for a new challenge. I've been there 10 years. I've brought them this far. You know, it's time for me to move on. So that could be one of the things. But I think also one of the big things that are hanging over this whole situation is that maybe this could be a whole FSG thing now. You know, we're talking about spend, and I know I said it's not about spend, but it's about spending at the right time. And if you haven't got the resources and you're not being given the resources to do your job, then at some point you're going to say, you know what, goodbye, I can't do it anymore. There's only so much that the man can be negotiating and getting what he wants. And we're looking now at a transfer window where we're all beginning to scratch our heads and go, well, who's left to buy? Who's left? Who's they got? You know, there might be someone, I don't know. But I do think there is one kind of plus point to all of this. And I think Daz mentioned it in the comments, where obviously we've renewed all of our, not all of them, obviously Junior's gone. We've renewed some big contracts. And they're staying on. There's also rumours that Klopp is going to potentially extend for another year or so. Now, if you're one of these big players and you're renewing, you're not doing it willy-nilly. Someone ain't just coming up to you with a contract and you're signing. You will be promised, you will be told what the future is for the club, and you will have something in the back of your mind that is making you stay. Because Virgil could be going off all over the place and be in high demand, but he has signed to stay on. The same with Alisson and so on. So Trent, there's possibly a lot there. There's things going on. And we know Liverpool are like this. They're quiet. They don't reveal what's going to happen. To be honest,
I told this to Lazer before. That's how we used to be in the 60s, 70s and 80s. We used to just do a transfer out of the blue. And we keep everything in house. I think Klopp has taken that to his heart. Like, we need to go back to that again. You know what I mean, Maria? So I think we're doing it. It's the Liverpool way, as I call it. It's going back to the Liverpool way.
It's the Liverpool way. So we've got to. I think we need to be a bit patient. Listen, if tomorrow nothing happens, right? If we don't get a striker,
I'm not going to cry over that. Nah.
We potentially need a midfielder. No, we do need a midfielder. If nothing happens tomorrow, then we can start complaining. But we don't know yet what's going to happen.
Is that a major thing, Maria, though? Like, if we don't sign anyone, are you going to be unhappy with it?
I'm going to be unhappy if we don't have someone who can blooming get those goals, because at the moment that is a big issue. We've already said the front three, there's problems with their form there. There's no doubt about it. We can't just rely on Salah. And the thing with Salah is, yes, he bangs in those goals, but he isn't clinical. He isn't clinical.
No.
That game last season against Real Madrid proved it, didn't it? If we had a clinical striker in that game, I think we would have been in the Champions League semi-final.
He's fantastic. He is fantastic. There's no doubt about it. But that clinical finish isn't there. And so we need someone who is going to be able to do that and who's also going to be able to support him and give him a rest. You can't be playing poor Salah every single game, pushing the guy out. And potentially you know, we're looking to renew the guy's contract. He might think, sod this.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
need to be moving on. So I think the Michael Edwards thing is a difficult one.
Yeah.
Because we simply do not know what's going on behind the scenes.
No,
we have no idea. The fans are in the dark, and that's why the fans are frustrated. So it's either Liverpool start telling us a little bit more, or we just accept that this is the Liverpool way, as you said.
Yeah, nice.
Well said, Maria, man. Well said, man.
Well said.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Yeah.
So, Stephen, what do you think? If we lose Michael Edwards, is it going to be like a travesty, or are you going to be giving the next person a chance?
Well, I just want to say, first off, I think Michael Edwards and what he's done for the club, he's been a behind-the-scenes cult hero for Liverpool and what he's done for us.
Absolutely.
And win the Champions League and win the Premier League after 30 years, you know what I mean? Yes, it's going to be really... It's going to be really sad that he goes, you know what I mean? But in terms of like going forward, what I fear about Michael Edwards going is there someone going to come in and do what better than what he's done, you know, with previous signings? I'm very mixed about this. I'm not too sure about this going forward. Are FSG making the right move? I don't know. But yes, I think our transfer policies have been very, very, you know, weak so far. You know, I think the total amount of money we spend ever since we won that Champions League has been 110 million, if you include in Canada.
Wow.
Right.
But if you take away that, could have been 80. That it could have been 80 million. But that is poor. That we should be spending more than what we've done with the Premier League and that Champions League money. You know, it hasn't happened. But you know, Michael, you know, the whole thing, it's going to be interesting. So if it's going to be an upward spiral, if it's going to be a downward spiral, I don't know. But listen, I don't trust FSG whatsoever. I think they wrapped up with the whole Super League nonsense. I don't think we'll ever go back there again. But you know, I can never trust FSG again going forward. I mean, everyone can debate me on that going forward, but I'm sure we're going to get onto that eventually. But
yeah, are we going to touch upon that, Fuzzy?
Just that last bit is fine. If it's okay with everyone, it's best.
Yeah. Michael Edwards. I don't know what to say. Really. Michael Edwards' situation, I really don't know what to say. Maybe he's getting fed up, you know, because when you think about it, you know, we're not moving like a big club in terms of spending accurately. We're not asking for big, massive signings, you know, 100 millions plus, 120s, 160s. Sorry, Stephen.
I wonder if Michael Edwards, can you hear me? Yeah, I wonder if Michael Edwards, along with Klopp, has suddenly, them two have suddenly not have faith in FSG and just thought, oh my God, we're going to have to get out here eventually. You know what I mean? Like what you said, Liz, or like exactly what you said. I wonder if Michael Edwards and your club are questioning the board here about what's going on behind the scenes.
Yeah, I hope that's not the case.
I hope that's not the case, man.
I hope that's not the case. Because sometimes it could be a case where he wants to move on, but during his time here, you can't say he's done some very astute business, very good business. Think about the players we've sold. You know, when you think about Robinson, you remember Kevin Stewart. That was part of the deal, you know. A lot of people don't remember that. You got to think of Ivan to Bournemouth, you know. Who's the other player again? I forgot his name now.
Solanke, 20 million.
That's it. We've done some very great business, you know. He was instrumental with the Champions League, with Premier League. Is it a case he wants to move on? We don't know. Is it rumours? We don't know. We're going to wait and see. But going back to the signings, I've kind of made peace with it because I know I've been here too long enough now to know how this game works.
Yeah, man.
For me, I see it as a case where if we do sign someone tomorrow, it's going to be a desperate signing. You know, with the case of Firmino now injured, it's not going to really be first choice because if that's the case, we would have done the business ages ago.
Exactly.
Why would we leave it to the last day of the winter? Come on. That's so stupid. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I've made peace with it. The only worry for me is, like I said, sorry, Stephen, the players are called out earlier in the show. You know, your Henderson, he's getting on in age now. He never manages to keep fit for an entire season. Even Fabinho has his customary injury. No Keita's made of glass. We know Joe Mattis made of biscuits. Come on, let's just be real here. We've
got to be realistic,
Let's be real. You know, Oxlade-Chamberlain is in the same category. Can we get enough points on board to maintain a title push, challenge, and the Champions League? Because if we start stuttering again, maybe not as bad as last year, but we're scrambling for the Champions League, you know, third and fourth, just getting in the door. A lot of fans ain't going to be happy, and you're going to see a lot of noise being made, you know, in regards to FSG.
Do you know what pisses me off, Lazer, about this whole situation over the past while with FSG and the board? Like the transfers, because think of now, if we get a signing in tomorrow, yes, we'll be happy, but for me, I'll be a bit pissed off at the same time because this year would have been another late signing. Like last year, like last January was a panic buy. Remember that Kabak and
That was ridiculous. Ben Davis, the hologram.
Yes, exactly. And then they were gone now from the club. It's just, oh my. And then to be fair, Thiago and Jota came in, last year, but they were at the end of the season signings too. August time. So yes, to be happy tomorrow if we get a sign over the line, but at the end of the day, I'd be pissed off at the same time because yes, we haven't done business at the start of the season. That's that we should be doing that. We can't be leaving it to the last minute. That really scares me. You're leaving things to the last minute,
Yeah, but some shouts have been thrown around, We're going to take these with a pinch of salt. We've been hearing the likes of Basuma, the Soundivers, situation. Is it going to happen? Adama Traore has been thrown into the fray now. For me personally,
we've been with everyone.
About this yesterday. He's a good player, but he hasn't got a footballing brain.
There's no brain upstairs, man.
There's no footballing brain. His IQ leaves a lot to be desired. His final ball. And I think we can do better. And I think we're just going to have to suck it up, guys, as Liverpool fans, and just get on with it for this season, because we know if there's business to be done tomorrow, unless they come out and it's like some big unveiling and they shock everyone and we're like, oh my God, you've got such and so, we're going to really be disappointed. Look, go back to January, as Steven said, we got Kabak, we had this Ben Davis from the Champions League.
Where are they now? He
won't play for Liverpool again. He's gone to Sheffield United on loan. I think Kabak's to Norwich now.
On loan. Schalke don't even trust. Norwich don't even trust him that much. They got him on loan. There you go. It's a big mess. Listen, with me, like I said, if we get player now, so like Lazer said, if we get players now, it's too late, man. It's too late. We don't want to go that route that Ben Davis and Kabak anymore. These owners, they how can I put it? They come to Liverpool with the American hat. They didn't come to Liverpool with the English, try to embrace us and get used to the English way. Man, it's really bad, and I'm really worried now. If we don't sign any players tomorrow,
what's your reason? Sorry, Fuzzy, to interrupt. Yeah, I've already touched upon it. Maria's had to say, Stephen, is it a case? What you're saying, you're worried. Is it solely for the title push, Champions League push, winning trophies, or a case of we know, the injury record on our players and we're going to be left short and in the cold again?
We are going to be short, Lazer. We are going to be short. Look at last season, bro. We had so many injuries. We had no cover. So this can happen again, people. Be sure this can happen again. That's what worries me the most. And if with Liverpool, let me say something to you guys. With Liverpool, the reason we won the Champions League, the reason we won the Premier League in the past is because we set up the transfers before the season started. They come in pre-season, we set it up, and then we all go together as one, and then we have the squad gelling. If we buy players now, what's the point? What's the actual point? He's going to sit on the bench for another 6 months, and then we're going to bring him on? No, it's not going to happen like that. That's what we do, man. That's what we actually do. We need to be smarter than this. Our rivals are getting stronger and we're getting weaker. That's what's angering me the most, Lazer.
Sorry, the only thing that cheeses me off, and I said this the other day, is some of our fan base don't like when people say their opinion. It doesn't make us less of a Liverpool fan. We're allowed to say our opinions. And for me, some of our fan base, I'm just going to be real, they're just frigging deluded. They blinker because they go on like our players are made of robots. Salah, Mane and Firmino are going to be there forever. They're going to be the front three, from 17, 18.
They burned that, bro. They burned that.
They're getting older. It happens. I said it on Saturday. It's like buying a car. Are you going to keep the same tires on that car? Eventually, they're going to need replacing. They're going to need fine tuning and changing, etc. You know what I mean? And I just think there needs to be more competition. Even Trent Alexander-Arnold, we know what he's capable of, but he's slacked in recent seasons. Maybe it's going to be a wake-up call for Robertson now. I think he's been running to the ground too much. We've got Tsimikas now. Firmino's got a challenge from Jota. I just think Mane ain't the same player as he once was, and there needs to be competition, accurate competition, not just some guy that's going to rot on the bench and he maybe gets thrown into the fray here and there. Proper. We're not asking for 100 million. Just a player.
I don't know about you lot, but it was hard watching Mane the other day. I lost my patience. I thought like get the fans back, he'll be back to normality. You know what I mean? But when I saw him the other day trying to get past the same player about 50 times and not getting past him once, then that's when I said I'll throw the towel in.
You know what I think?
I'll throw my Michael Jackson glove in as well. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I was like, you know what? Forget about it.
Sorry to ramble before we go into the next, what everyone wants to say. You know what I think it is though, and this might sound weird, right? You know, Klopp came and you can see the trajectory has gone up ever since he came in 2015. And every year we bought a good player. We bought Ronaldo, we bought Mane, then we bought Salah, etc. Then Fab, Alisson, you know, Van Dijk. Right, and I look at Mane and I look at his time back at Southampton and the similarities there. And I remember some people were saying, nah, Mane's not good enough for Liverpool, you know. And sometimes I think maybe he overachieved in some periods. Because don't get it wrong, he's a very, very good player. But I see a victim of our own success. And when I look at this, Manchester City, I wouldn't say they're going to take blame. They were so good. And when I say so good, like 100 points, the 97-point season, we had to fight tooth and nail for every single point and every win. You know, we were up there. And I just think now, the emotional side of it, you know, the psychological factor, it's just come down. You know, when you think about it, the boys have won everything at the highest level.
Yes.
And I think the COVID
Give them credit for that. Give them credit for that, at least.
The COVID situation played a huge part in that. Not being able to celebrate with the fan base, not being able to see families, etc., being locked away, or the protocols, start season.
I think they finished one season and 3 weeks later they started the new one as well. You know what I mean? What is that all about? You know
I'm going to let somebody else talk now. I spoke long enough now.
Go on. I think we're going to move to the next subject anyway. We're going to move like the last one, which is FSG out. So, Stephen, what do you think, mate? Like, are you in or out, man?
It's always been out.
Back again.
Yes, back again. FSG, bro. They're actually making me depressed sometimes in some of the business that they're doing outside the football game. But I've got no confidence in FSG. Do you know what I mean? If they want to really get me back to trusting them again, they're gonna have to go and sign Kylian Mbappe tomorrow, and you know. That's the reality. Go and
Haaland as well.
Get Haaland, get someone. Yeah, but FSG, you know, man, they'll never delight me with anything glorious. You know, in terms of a very big signing. You know, Mo Salah and Sadio Mane, don't forget, weren't world beaters. They weren't world beaters. You know, they came from Roma. They came from Southampton. You know, Roberto Firmino wasn't a world class player. He came from Hoffenheim.
Exactly.
You know, we don't sign world class players. And that's FSG's model. So you know, it frustrates me, bro. But that, you know, but the Super League stuff was the end of it for me. You know, FSG. You know, and there's one thing that can start all up. They don't care about the fans. They never give the fans any clarity on that whatsoever. And you know what? Going forward, the Glazers, the Cronkies, and FSG, they'll never trust the fans. They'll never back the fans, ever.
At least the Glazers are getting players for Man United. I mean, what are we getting?
And some certain Man United fans are all of a sudden quiet and happy.
Exactly. Oh, the people that were saying Glazers out, yeah. Hercules. So Maria. No worries, bro. So Maria, what do you think of FSG? I know you're the most positive of all of us, so what do you think of them?
Do you know, I think it's difficult because obviously there's huge issues at the moment with this lack of spend, and that's undoubtedly a huge problem. I think we obviously have a lot to be grateful for from FSG, and there's no denying that.
You can't deny that,
not in turning things around, but they're not doing anything. We can't see anything happening. They're not spending. They're not giving the resource that's needed, and that's where it becomes a bit confusing. Because sometimes I think, is it, you know, Klopp does come out and say he's got the squad he needs. He's got the squad he needs, and he doesn't feel anyone else is needed. If that's what he's saying, then the problem is Klopp. I'm not saying. I mean, I don't mean it's just Klopp, because obviously, I don't know if he's trying to cover up that there's no resources and he doesn't want to come out and say anything. I think for me, it's very much if something doesn't change pretty drastically very soon, then it is FSG out. My concern is where do we go next then? Who's going to come in and own them? And we've got to think about the consequences of that. You
got to wake up to reality.
Yeah, we've got to be realistic. Do we want the big the owners like Man City's owners? Do we want to be in that situation?
No,
most people don't. It's a difficult one.
Sorry,
We want their money.
Sorry,
but,
Maria.
Yeah,
Yeah,
go
I just
Stephen.
want to put up John Conway's comment there. You know,
Yeah,
I want to put up John Conway's comment there. He said FSG are never at the Liverpool games. And you know what? Yes, we haven't pointed up with that. I always remember when FSG took over. Remember, I think FSG were at the majority of the games when they took over. I remember.
Yeah, they were
and I
there.
was so
Yeah.
young to remember that. Yeah, and I was so young to remember that. I can't believe how long ago that was. But now it's just like, you know, we're winning the Premier League and the Champions League range. And you want your owners to be there and part of the experience.
Yeah.
But
It's like
no,
they don't have ambition.
Exactly, Maria.
But what I wonder is, what are they doing during the games? What are they doing on a yacht somewhere, drinking wine and not?
Of course.
Toss about anyone else.
Of course, bro. That's what they do. That's what they do. You know what I mean? These owners don't care about us, man. I've been saying that for a long, long time, and I used to get like a lot of Liverpool fans hating on me. You know what I mean? But I've always said it. I'm only caring about my club. I'm not caring about anything else. And if owners, the moment you got to start worrying is when the owners don't put any money from their pocket into the club. You know, that's the moment you start worrying. You look at Leicester. I'll have their owners over ours because at least they give their club money and support. They're there every game. They give money to them whenever they need. They might not give the Man City money, but they still help the club out. Yeah. So, Lazer, what do you think, mate, about these owners? I know you're out. I don't think you ever changed your mind about it.
I've never changed my mind.
Yeah,
it's out for me. But the thing is, though, we've got to be very careful what we wish for. You know, what we ask for, get them out, and who are we going to have to replace them? As Maria alluded to, do we want Saudi-type owners? You know, trillionaires that's just going to splash the cash, dirty owners. Let's just be real.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it could go worse. You know, we could have owners that get us into debt. We've got to be grateful for them, you know, where the got us from, you know, the Hicks and Gillette era, all that saga. But the thing is, one thing I noticed about FSG, though, with some things, you know, let's take all the transfer stuff and the money. Certain things they do rectify them. It seems at times they try to pull fast ones, for example, trying to furlough staff. You know, they heard the backlash of the fan base. They rectified it, the ticket prices a few years ago. You remember when the walkout happened at Sunderland? They rectified it, the training facilities and, you know, etc. and whatever. So they do rectify certain things, you know. They tried to come out, make an apology when all the Super League nonsense was going on. Whether it was genuine, who knows? For me personally, I think it was fabricated and it was a load of BS. You know, you could see he was reading it off the script and it wasn't from his heart. But for me personally, with FSG, I just think, you know, I remember Ada was saying this to me on Saturday and I thought it myself. I think they see Klopp, you know, they struck gold with Klopp. Let's be honest here. He's a world-class manager, you know, the best of the best. And I'm not saying this as a Liverpool man. I seen the signs there in the Dortmund days. Do you know what I'm saying? I remember when they had this Dortmund team, smashed Real Madrid in the Champions League, outplayed Manchester City at the Etihad.
Yes.
If you remember that. Yep, we're talking 10 years ago now. And I always thought he's a good manager. But anyway, I think sometimes FSG look at it and say, right, if you're able to win us the league, you know, Champions Leagues with players of that caliber, cheap signings, why can't you do it again? Yeah. So we are victims of our own success. And it's a sticky game. You know what I'm saying? And I just don't ever see, you know, our fan base keep saying, let's sign this player. It ain't going to happen.
Ain't going to happen. Never going to happen.
Change. This is who we have as owners. And I just think we was only able to get, you know, players like Alisson, Virgil van Dijk with the Coutinho money. It's as simple as that.
Is it? Yep.
That's what it was. You know what I'm saying? And I just think we've got to be careful. You know, it's sometimes to say, you think you know what you want, and then when it happens, it's not the case. But, you know, in all honesty, Preach. Yes, Ada. Me and you was talking about this the other day, Ada. He should have come on tonight, you know, brother. It would have made a good, you know, even better show. But yeah, man, not to say it's not a good show. It's been a very good show. But
thank you, Lazer.
No, that's not wrong. Now, Ada's got some very good opinions.
Yeah, I'm saying,
No. But on the real though, for me, FSG out. I just think Liverpool as a club, we've outgrown them. I just think we deserve better.
We have.
You know, as a club, as our size and stature, we're Liverpool FC, for freak's sake. 19 times league champions, built, you know, from the morals and the ethics from Shankly, then to Paisley, etc. You know what I mean? We're not some run-of-the-mill club that's just come up from nowhere, won the lottery. You know who I'm on about. You clubs that are getting too big for your boots. I'm going to keep it real now. We are a proper club. You know what I'm saying? And I just think we deserve better. And I just think we're just going to have to deal with it for this season. Who knows what's going to happen next season? But something worries me a bit. When I look at Klopp in recent times, he doesn't look happy. He looks like a man that's not happy, man.
I've been saying that for a while.
And stuff like that. But if you go back to the start of next season, just go back to when we won the Champions League. Look at what we was given. Look at what we was given. Was given Alisson, Adrian, on the free, Harvey Elliott, and Sepp van der Berg.
Van der Berg, yeah.
And he's on loan at Preston now. You know what I'm saying? So it tells you what you need to know, and
don't forget. I think that after we won the Champions League, the owners came out and said we're going to help out Klopp with some signings.
In the interview, yes,
I remember on Sky Sports. I remember he said that on Sky Sports.
Yeah. So you know what I'm saying? So it's just been a load of BS and a whole smoke screen, really, just to pacify the fans. You know what I'm saying? And I think we were all in the moment of happy and joyful, winning the Champions League, getting that 6, and then cracking on for the Premier League. And I just think the point of it all for me is we've been a victim of our own success. I just think Klopp has worked miracles with the squad he's had, buying Robertson for £8 million. We've had Matip on a free. Look at some of the players in our team that we have. James Milner as well. Mr. Reliable plays in so many positions. We can cover different positions, etc. He's vice captain. And I just think the front three has worked their magic for so long now. I don't think they can go on any longer. It's time for a freshen up.
Yeah,
so
I think so
man,
as well.
For me,
Guys, we've taken this over the limit, man. I'm scared, man. I got to go work tomorrow. I'll be back shortly. I'll be back shortly.
Yeah.
Yes, people. Honestly, thank you for tuning in today. Everybody's link is down below. Please go and check it out. Maria, Coachella, obviously Steven, Somerville, and Lazer. Everybody's links are down below, so please go and check it out. Much appreciated for everyone that tuned in. I hope you enjoyed this show. We're going to bring some more in the near future as well, so don't leave this channel. And I'll see you soon, people. Much appreciated for tuning in. Big up to everyone on the comments today, and big up to everyone that subscribed as well. And I'll see you soon.